We did it. We knocked out every single SummerSlam, but this time we're knocking out two shows, not just one. SummerSlam 2025 was the year that they decided to go two nights. I'm a little shocked they didn't do it sooner, and it's also a really weird number. Like the 38th SummerSlam was the one that made you want to go two nights. It was a little bit weird to see it from that perspective, but I couldn't really get mad at the show. It wasn't a bad two nights. Both nights were great. And honestly, the ending to both nights really justified SummerSlam being two nights. But there's a side of me that kind of like, I kind of like SummerSlam when it was just one night. And it's further proof because some of these matches were filler to lead to the better parts of the show. So let's just see where this takes us. Night one kicks off with Cardi B, of all people. She was the host. They were trying to get Cardi B on the show for a long time. And man, Cardi B is annoying. She has an annoying voice. Maybe she has like a couple of decent songs, but she's always a background in it. I do not like Cardi B. What's up, everybody? Coronavirus. Like, ugh. Shut the fuck up. Anyways, let's get on to the wrestling side of things. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Division's Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. I like this match. Good way to kick off the night. Definitely was nice to see the tease of Roman Reigns and Braun Breaker basically competing for the first time. So that was awesome. Bronson Reed definitely was the showcase. This was around the time he was the tribal thief, stealing Roman Reigns' shoes, which was funny. I'm a little bit disappointed that Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker didn't win. This would have been a great victory for the two men, and then we could have continued on the story of Bronson Reed stealing Roman's shoes. I mean, they do continue the story. I don't know why they didn't just like have them have the victory, but it was good. Around this time, Jey Uso started doing the whole, oh, let's run it back. It was cute and all, but then when it started happening during actual matches, it started getting really annoying, and it happened here. But it was good to see Roman Reigns basically be the help for Jey Uso getting the victory. It looked like they were gonna tease Jey and Roman fight once again. There's a strong chance we're gonna get that at WrestleMania 43, just based on how things are going. But we'll see when we get to that. But I am very happy, and I like this dynamic of Roman Reigns and Jey Uso as a tag team. It kind of works, and I really do like it. Women's Tag Team Championship match. They did not care about the men's tag teams that much, and the women were definitely killing it. Judgment Day versus Charlotte and Alexa Bliss. I believe deep down that they wanted to keep Raquel and Roxanne Perez as a tag team longer, like champions longer, but Charlotte and Alexa Bliss were red hot. They had something good going. It was kind of like the Team Hell No female version of that. And I really liked it. Everybody was digging it. So they just said, screw it. Let's just give Charlotte and Alexa Bliss the tag team belts. Maybe finally people will cheer Charlotte. And they are. And all I got to say is that this match was fine. It was a good, solid tag team match. And I'm glad that Alexa Bliss and Charlotte were carrying that momentum. Plus, Raquel Rodriguez is moving on to doing bigger and better things for herself. As of recording, she currently is the women's intercontinental champion, so congratulations on that. And deep down, I know Roxanne Perez is going to have something down the road. It's just a matter of time. Just give it time and place. She just got here. Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. Remember when Karrion Kross was a thing? Man, he carried Netflix commercial breaks. All of his great work happened during the commercial breaks, and it's just unfortunate that like a lot of people will never remember it unless you like go through old YouTube clips. But it's just like it sucks that we have to go and live through that. That's kind of why I hate Netflix Raw, because now like all the commercial breaks, while you could develop stuff down the road, now you have to like look for it and dig it, because when you go back and rewatch the replay, you don't never watch that. There's a lot of interviews that get cut out, and a lot of Karrion Kross's best work happened during those commercial breaks. And you would not know that unless you were a diehard. And by then, people were already sick and tired of how WWE was like treating people. Sami Zayn was like this underdog, but he was clearly going to be the victor of this feud. They never did anything with Karrion Kross, and I'm very disappointed. They should have done way more with him. And then this feud kind of dragged. Like, it should have happened like at Money in a Bank. They did it at Night of Champions. They do another match on Raw. Then they do this one. They just had so much meat on the bone that by the time we got the payoff, it was like Karrion Kross was leaving anyway, so who cared? And Sami Zayn won. Hooray. He goes to SmackDown, start the US Open Challenge, but man, they really did Karrion Kross dirty. And this is coming from a guy who did not like Killer Kross back in the day. But now I do have some respect for him because he got better. He heard people's feedback and he improved. Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill for the Women's WWE Championship. What the hell was this? This was bad. Like, the in-ring work between the two ladies is not good. Like, Jade Cargill was not the greatest in-ring worker, but she had potential. And the only reason why I believe Tiffany Stratton won is so we can do Stephanie Vaquer versus Tiffany Stratton at Crown Jewel, so we could do that match. Which, in the hindsight, it didn't pay off. This is why I hate the Crown Jewel Championship, because now you are forcefully having people hold belts that they don't need just to get to from point A to point B. Jade Cargill should have squashed Tiffany Stratton and then she could have had this dominant run. But instead, they try to keep Tiffany Stratton as a workhorse. And I'm going to be honest, Tiffany Stratton, great wrestler, great talent. She is not a good babyface. She is a natural heel. A pretty girl who thinks she's all that. And she's hot. So, how the hell do you make that a babyface? I don't know. But, like, she's just naturally a heel. And Jade Cargill is naturally a babyface. Like a heel babyface. Like a rough baby face. I don't know why I said heel baby face. That makes no damn sense. But anyways, I hated this. Bad match. Bad match. Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul beating Jelly Roll and Randy Orton. When I heard this, first of all, the feud was just very forced. It just felt very TKO-esque. It felt very forced. I am a Jelly Roll fan. I will say this. I do like him in movies. I like some of his songs. But it definitely felt a little forced. And it was kind of weird to see Jelly Roll be with the top players. Like, normally when, like, guys like Bad Bunny and Logan Paul debut, they go up with the upper mid-carders. But these are practically three of your biggest stars at the moment. And then you just have them in this. Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul had great chemistry in the ring. And in promos, they actually genuinely feel like good friends. Randy Orton is practically Jelly Roll's favorite wrestler, so it's natural that he was teaming up with him. As far as Jelly Roll in the ring, he can take bumps. I'll give you that. He can take bumps. He didn't come off as like a great worker, but he could improve down the road. And I kind of got respect for him for taking the fall, because I'm like, why are all these celebrities coming in and beating your top guys? Like, I get it when it's someone like The Miz or, you know, a lesser than guy, but when you're Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul being billed as the top heels of the company, yeah, you have to win. And I'm glad that Jelly Roll saw that and told them, like, no, I have to put over Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. That's how it's going to go down. And then to cap off night two, Gunther versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. A good back and forth match. You could probably predict what kind of match you were getting out of this. Really good. I love the Fantastic Four outfit for CM Punk. It's clobbering time. And sure enough, it was. It was great. It was stiff. It was basically what you expected. A lot of people complain that we didn't get this at WrestleMania. I'm a little happy it went down the way it did. Personally, I think Gunther's run, I felt like deep down, if he didn't fight Jey Uso, he probably could have held this belt all the way up until now, and he drops the belt to CM Punk here, not the other way around. Like, it probably would have been more beneficial if they went that route instead, actually, now that I think about it. I'm a little pissed off they didn't go that route. But I get it. They want to give Jey Uso a push that went nowhere. He's just back as the right-hand man, practically. And, yeah, I was happy with the match. I love the back and forth. It was definitely a good payoff by the end with CM Punk winning the world title. We had, after this, the ruse of the century. Seth Rollins comes in crutches, putting a warning to CM Punk, only for him to drop the crutches, run out to cash in, basically fake this entire injury, basically putting LA Knight in jeopardy, his career, because we all thought, oh shit, did LA Knight really injure Seth Rollins? But it was just all a big ruse, the ruse of the century. Seth Rollins is your new World Heavyweight Champion, only for him to get injured anyways. and lose it that way. Man, Seth can't catch a break with all these injuries. But anyways, I was happy with the payoff. Night one felt a little bland. There was a lot of tag team matches. Actually, 3 out of your 6 announced matches were tag team matches, and then the filler was kind of bad. Like I didn't like Tiffany and Jade. Sammy was basically sending Karrion Cross packing. So the only real good, memorable thing about night one was the finale and the payoff. Roman and Jay was good. I really enjoyed that, and I do like Charlotte and Alexa Bliss winning the tag belt. So that was okay stuff. But now let's talk about night two. Night two kicks off with Triple H. Welcome to SummerSlam. Only for Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and Naomi to kick ass and give us a great world title match. I really like this. I love that Naomi put over the talent. My guess is that they already knew she was pregnant and she was gonna have to vacate the briefcase, so they probably said, let's just cash it in now, have her get a big moment, pick up that momentum, only for her to drop the belt later on. I think that's really the route that they were really going for, but at least they know that Naomi has talent and potential, so I cannot wait for her to come back. I feel like she's gonna have a great run when she comes back. I'm pretty sure Io is set to win the world title pretty soon, and then she's gonna fight Naomi. I cannot wait for that moment. That's gonna be awesome. So, yeah, I can't really get mad at that. And yeah, this was a great match and a great way to set up Naomi as one of your top players. TLC, they did everything to promote TLC. They had the Dudleys there, they had the Hardys there, and then you had this epic 6-pack challenge with basically all of the tag teams on SmackDown. Wyatt 6 versus Andrade and Rey Fenix, DIY, Fraxium, Motor City Machine Guns, Street Profits. Am I missing somebody? No, I don't think so. But you knew this was just gonna be chaos throughout. People diving onto tables, people diving onto ladders, chairs being thrown around like crazy. I like that they had Nikki Cross and B-Fab interfere and fight. Also, that was pretty cool. They found a good way to include all the Wyatts in there. I am conflicted because this was a great match. This was a great way to showcase all the tag teams. The problem now was, what do you do with the Wyatt Six? They had already beaten everybody. They were inevitably going to have to drop it to Solo Sikoa's faction. And it took forever for them to do that. I just feel like they did drop the ball because now it's like, what do you do? Because now Wyatts have beaten everybody. But I still don't hate the match. It was good for what it was. And yeah, even though it was just a bunch of chaos with 6 teams, maybe you could have just had... Personally, I would have just had it been Andrade and Rey Fenix, maybe DIY, but because DIY had a good story of like, oh, Johnny Gargano's scared of the Wyatts, the Motor City Machine Guns might want to team up together with DIY to take down the Wyatts, but they keep not coexisting. So there was a lot of cool layers to what they did with this story. It was just I don't know. I don't want to complain too much. Let's just move on. Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria in a no DQ and no countout match. Last chance for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Bayley interferes, costing Lyra Valkyria the match. I thought that was the route they were going, Bayley turning heel, because Bayley needed something to do. Eventually, Lyra turns heel months later. I don't know why they can't just, pull the trigger once they're ready to go. Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria had good chemistry. I really like this match. People hate on this match so much. I don't know why. It's good. It's not great. It is unfortunate because we do have another no DQ street fight type of match in the main event later on. But this one was good and I liked it. It's not as great as the Backlash match, but this one's still a really, really good match. On fuck WWE Unreal, trashing this match. This was good. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, they had good chemistry. I like the back and forth. Bayley involvement was good. I just wish it had a faster payoff. And Becky Lynch was really killing it as the women's IC champion. really bringing prestige to that belt, which was heavily needed for those mid card belts. That one and the U.S. belt. Honestly, I want Becky to win the U.S. belt for the women. I want to see that. Then she had officially won all the belts, and she could do something great with that division. Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu in a steel cage match. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like they only threw in a steel cage match just to kind of do a payoff to all the years of SummerSlam. A steel cage match is very heavily involved because they did show highlights of past SummerSlam steel cage matches from Triple H and Mankind, the Hearts. So it was very fitting that they would want to throw in a steel cage match out there. And Solo and Jacob, honestly, they did deserve the stipulation of a steel cage match. Was this match good? It was alright. It was mainly just a matter of time before the NFTs or the MFTs, whatever the hell they're called, interfere. Jimmy Uso comes to try to help, fails. You kind of know where this match was going. But eventually it ends with Solo Sikoa escaping the cage, Jacob Fatu locking up the lesser than members of Solo's faction and then beating them up later on. Dominic Mysterio versus AJ Styles for the Intercontinental Championship. I was very excited. And I remember AJ Styles having an interview saying that this was going to be his final SummerSlam. We didn't know his retirement was going to come out at the Royal Rumble, but it did. Um, when I saw AJ Styles come in with the Eddie Guerrero car and then him having Eddie Guerrero like gear, I'm like, he's going to lose. There is no way AJ Styles is winning that championship with that gear on and then later taking photos with it. I did not see that happening. If he was ever gonna win the belt, he was gonna have to have his own gear. I just know. And it was actually kind of distracting. It kind of felt like Kurt Angle and The Undertaker when they fought as Survivor Series 2000 where Undertaker has those ugly ass jeans. So I don't know. I wasn't digging AJ Styles' look personally, but this match itself, I'm conflicted. It was okay. The Dominic Mysterio has a certain way of wrestling, especially as a heel. So it was kind of like, okay, let's just see where this goes. But overall, this was kind of one of the weaker matches. It was weird. It felt weird just looking at it, just because of AJ Styles' look. It definitely was a distraction for me, at least. Now we get our main event, Street Fight for the undisputed WWE Championship. The real John Cena with the lights, the pyro, everything, versus Cody Rhodes, practically the next face and the current face of WWE. It was essentially the passing of the torch match. I love the back and forth. They hug, only to brawl, beat the crap out of each other. They just go all out. It was just two top guys just beating the crap out of each other. I love the spot where they go to the crowd, they beat up each other. There's a part where, like, if Cody Rhodes' entrance rising from the top, they do that spot where John Cena uses that spot to do an attitude adjustment to Cody Rhodes. And we were still conflicted because we're like, is John Cena back? Is he going to turn heel again? Is Cody Rhodes going to turn heel? We were all thinking about it. But instead, we just got one of the greatest matches of all time. This is one of my favorite SummerSlam matches, one of my favorite matches, period, from John Cena's career, Cody Rhodes' career as well. This was just a great match back and forth. I'm a little bit disappointed because I'm like, this truly had to be John Cena's farewell match. Not like, this felt more like John Cena's farewell. I really did enjoy this match so much, and I did like the heel turn more than most people. Maybe the matches weren't all that great, but this was very entertaining, and I was really happy. And then I was just curious because after this match where Cody Rhodes wins, John Cena putting him over, it was like, what was next for John Cena? There was rumors that The Rock was going to be at this show, and then when he didn't show up, I was like, he's never coming back. Especially because they kept promoting the Smashing Machine through and through this entire show when I watched it live. Which, in hindsight, it's a shitty-ass movie. But someone had to come out, and they got Brock Lesnar, who was still with that lawsuit with Janelle Grant and Vince at this point. I think he was out of the lawsuit up to this point, but he comes back, F5's John Cena. And there's a side of me that kind of wish John Cena retained so we could do Brock and Cena with John Cena as the heel and Brock as the babyface. That would have been a good dynamic. And then once Cena won, Brock Lesnar decides to reform with Paul Heyman. Now it makes more sense why they're reforming. There's just a lot that they just dropped the ball with when it came to John Cena's booking. But when he turned baby faces, the matches were phenomenal. And this was further proof of that. I really enjoyed both nights. More so night 2 than I did night 1. There was a lot of bad that hurts this show from being one of the greatest. So I'm giving it a B. It's still an enjoyable show, but nonetheless, still has some problems. Well, we did it. We knocked out every single SummerSlam. All we need to do is now wait for 2026, which will be this weekend, which is unfortunate because it's the same weekend as Spider-Man Brand New Day, which is, I'm sorry, I'd rather watch that than the shitty build that they've done for WWE. But anyways, when I do get to SummerSlam, wish me luck, and I'll see you with that review when I get to it.